Let's talk about this tweet. Trump is shaking hands with Harold Daggett, president of the ILA, or the Port Workers Union. Seems like they must be co-conspiring, right? Well, let this be a reminder that we are balls deep in election season, and it's probably not a great idea to just take any tweet at face value. I understand it's pretty easy to see something like this and feel like there is a grand conspiracy, but I don't think that's the case here. First, let me explain how the negotiation process even works. The negotiation team is usually comprised of union members that are in elected positions as well as their business representatives. They all meet together with the employer to try to negotiate a fair contract. The president is one of many voices at the table. It's important to know that only union members get to vote to authorize a strike, and that usually only happens after they've received the best and final offer from the employer or the contract expires. If worker demands aren't met and majority of union members vote to go to bat for it, they strike. While I absolutely support any union that exercises those rights, it's definitely not an ideal situation to be in as the worker. While this may not be the case everywhere, last year I learned from striking machinists that they had to be on strike for 2 weeks before receiving any compensation from the strike fund. If they fulfill their hourly quota on the strike line, they get a fraction of what a regular paycheck would be. Also, when I was there, it was 100-degree plus weather and it was miserable to be in. It's honestly really not that complicated. Workers want to do good work, be compensated well for that work, and to have fair working conditions. Going on strike is the absolute last resort to get the employer to see that, yes, actually your employees are worth the demands that they brought to the table. This photo was taken in 2023, where Trump was the one to invite Daggett to come and visit, probably because he knew having an endorsement from the ILA would be a very powerful thing. In that meeting, Daggett spoke to the issues facing ILA workers and said the meeting was wonderful and productive. But as of making this video, the ILA has not endorsed any candidate for presidency. To me, this felt more like trying to be graceful with an invitation and also maybe hedging your bets in case Trump wins. To my knowledge, this photo actually wasn't circulated by the ILA until half a year later, after the Trump assassination attempt. And their press release was focused on condemning political violence, not supporting Trump. What Daggett has stated clearly in the past is that Trump is not a pro-union candidate, and the ILA endorsed Biden in 2020. Press releases that I could find from the ILA were historically in favor of Biden's administration. I really don't buy that Daggett convinced majority of union members to authorize a strike purely to fuck with Kamala Harris. As a fringe benefit, maybe I could see that, considering there is unfortunately a good number of union members that work against their own interests and are pro-Trump. But Daggett would have to be a very convincing leader in order to get workers to strike against their best interest. All in all, I don't believe that Daggett is a puppeteer of public perception. It's much more likely that the employer sucks and failed to negotiate, and the workers are sick of their shit.